Welcome back! Last week was my birthday. I would have had us play, but it was music theory week. That doesn't mean we still can't learn how to play Happy Birthday. All right, who's ready to learn? Let's do this. Okay, we have a lot to cover since the only thing we learned so far is a whole note and the note G. But don't worry, we're gonna get this. I'm going to put the music up on the screen when we are ready to play. But if you'd rather print it off, the printable sheet music is in the description. Now, did you watch last week's music theory lesson? We went over the staff and the clef. The next thing we see is our time signature. In music theory, we went over the time signature 4/4, but our music has the time signature of 3/4. So, what does that mean? Do you remember what the top number means? It's the amount of beats we have per measure. If you don't remember what a measure is, you can rewatch Music Theory Lesson 2. The worksheet that was included will help a lot too. Okay, now back to our time signature. We have 3/4. That means we have 3 beats per measure. Do you remember what the bottom number means? The bottom number tells us which note gets the beat. Just like our 4/4 time, the quarter note is worth 1 beat. Okay, now looking at what's next, do you remember what the note is? That's our note G from what we learned from our previous first lesson. Have you practiced this note? Let's play it real quick. You know what? Since it's my birthday, I'm going to play the purple flute. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Great! Now, this is a note value we haven't covered yet. This is 2/8 notes. This is what a single eighth note looks like. An eighth note is half of a quarter note. That means 2/8 notes equals 1 quarter note. So, when we have 2 put together, the way we count it is 1 and. Or it'll be 2 and. Or 3 and. Or 4 and. Depending on where the first beat lands. We'll hit more of this in Music Theory Lesson 3. Shifting back to our Happy Birthday song, the beat starts on 3, so our count is 3 and. We are going to want to tongue our whole song. What does that mean? Well, in music, we have tongue and slurs. We'll explain this a little more in depth later, but do you remember in last week's Music Theory lesson when I had us say ta instead of counting? We are going to taw into our flutes, except we won't be using our voices. Give it a try. Okay, now let's go over all the note values in our song. We start off with the 8th notes, ta ta. Then we have a quarter note, which is worth 1 beat, ta. We have 3 quarter notes to complete our measure. In the next measure, we have a half note, which is worth 2 beats, ta. Those are the note values we will be using for Happy Birthday. Let's get our rhythm in before we learn the notes. Let's first count out the rhythm. Now, remember, we have a time signature of 3/4, so we won't play 4. And we also have the pickup. That means my count off will only be 2. I know, confusing, but let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 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 1, 2. How was that? Now, let's back up for a minute. Did you notice this thing in our song? Do you know what it is? This is a fermata. Do you know what it means? A fermata signifies to hold out this note. This is where you would watch your conductor as they would decide how long to hold it out for. If I were conducting the song, this is how it would look. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then when the fermata comes, I'd hold it out until I cut it off or continue conducting. I'm going to sing it while I conduct. Ready? 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Isa. And here's the fermata. Hold, hold, hold. Happy birthday to you. Okay, let's ta to the music. But now the music will be at the bottom portion of the screen, and I'm going to conduct and ta. Make sure to watch when we come to the fermata. Ready? 1, 2. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. How was that? Did you do all right? Did you watch for the fermata? If you don't feel comfortable moving on, feel free to do the last 2 exercises until you are confident. Now, we're going to learn the notes as we go along. Okay, so our first note is G. And since we did our tas, let's play what's written. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, what is our next note? This is an A. Let's learn the fingering. We are going to hold down the thumb key, first finger and middle finger. And then on our right hand, it's pinky only. It should look like this. We have thumb, finger, index, and pinky. It should sound like this. Now, switching fingers from G to A, you just lift up your ring finger. Okay, let's start our song from the top. 1, 2. Did you catch that the next note was G? If so, very good. If not, no worries. We're new to it and it'll get easier to identify as we continue. Okay, do you know what our next note is? It's C. The fingering for the note C is thumb off, and we have our index finger on and pinky on our right hand. It should look like this. No thumb, index finger, pinky only. And it should sound like this. You try. It's a tad harder switching the notes with the thumb coming off, but with practice, it'll just come naturally. Okay, you ready to play? You got this. 1, 2. Great. How did you do with that? See? If you didn't feel comfortable with it, go over it a couple times until you do. All right, moving on. Do you know what this next note is? It's 1 note below C. This is B. To play the note B, it's just like C, but we put the thumb down. So just like C, it's still the index finger, pinky, but now we just put the thumb down. And it should sound like this. Give it a try. Okay, ready to put it into action? Let's start Happy Birthday from the beginning, and we will play until we come across the next new note. Ready? 1, 2. How was that? Did you remember G and A after we hit B? If not, feel free to practice what we've gone over a few times. Okay, so can you tell me what the next note is? This is D. To play the note D, we have thumb down, middle, and ring finger down, and on our right hand, we have index, middle, and ring. The pinky finger is up. Okay, so for note D, it's thumb, you get your 2 fingers, the rest pinky up. It should sound like this. Now you give it a try. Great, we should be able to play half the song now. Shall we give it a try? 1, 2. Great, we are almost there. Ready to learn the next note? This note is G, and the fingering is the exact same. Now, the tricky part is you're going to have to want to slightly tighten your embouchure because we want the air to go a little faster. I'm going to play both G's, and I want you to take a look at my embouchure. Okay, you give it a try. Play both G's. Did you get it? If not, keep practicing. You'll get it. If you got it, let's start the song from the beginning. Ready? 1, 2. Great! Were you able to get the 2 G's? When it's the same note but higher or lower, it's called an octave. So the G we just learned is an octave higher. Okay, we have just 2 more notes to learn. The next note is E. For us to play E, we will have the thumb down, index, middle, and ring finger down. And on the right hand, we have index, middle, and pinky. Okay, so the fingering is thumb. It's our 3 fingers down, 2, ring up, and pinky down. Now the note E should sound like this. Now you give it a try. If it's low like this, it's the same thing as our G's. You're gonna want the air to go faster. So tighten the embouchure just a hair. Okay, ready to play our song again? Watch the fermata. Ready? 1, 2. Great! Did you watch me for the fermata? I know it can be challenging to read music and watch the director. If you are struggling to read the notes, it can be helpful to print off the sheet music and write in what the notes are. Do that until you comfortably can read the notes. I had to do that when I was first learning, and sometimes I still have to write in certain notes. Okay, are you ready to learn our last note? The last note we need to know for happy birthday is F. To play F, we have our thumb down, as well as the index, middle, and ring fingers. And on the right hand, we have index finger and pinky down. It's similar to G, but just with our index down. So here's what F looks like on our flute. We have the thumb down, 3 fingers down, index and pinky down. And it sounds just like this. In the note G, we just take our index off. So it's... All right, let's hear you play F. Delightful. Okay, are you ready to play the whole song? Let's do this. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, this time you play on your own and I'll only conduct it. Ready? 1, 2. Do you feel confident in playing? Let's make this really fun now. You play the happy birthday we just learned, and I'm going to play a different part. Ready? 1, 2. How fun was that? Want to play it one more time? One more time. Ready? 1, 2. Great! We really have covered a lot today. You did a great job today. Just you joining and learning with me made the best birthday. Thank you. If you want to practice reading notes and counting rhythms, don't forget about the worksheets attached. Until next time!